Okay, here is my spot trade review for today. Today is Monday. Full disclosure, I may not trade tomorrow as I have to take a little one to a doctor's appointment. So I probably am not going to trade tomorrow. But anyway, this is what happened today. This is the first uh, support and resistance for the first 3-minute opening candle. Now, a couple things happened today. I got into calls and puts, and my put trade was not an actual trigger. I was actually testing a new OCO bracket order that I've learned how to implement on Thinkorswim over the weekend. So I was testing it out, and it did work as far as the trade, but I did not make money on that trade. Granted, it was only one contract. So let me talk you through on what happened today. Let me pull up my monitor tab and see the actual fills that I got. So on the put trade, which is on the previous recording from this morning, I got puts at 9:48, which was about here. And the only reason I took puts is because on this candle here, I considered that as a doji. And as we broke below the support level of this doji, I took a trade on puts. And as you saw from here, I was in the right direction, but it didn't hold up long enough to get me out. Well, it did, but if we look at the time period right now, it's 1442, so that's 242. I would probably have gotten out either here or on this candle here had I held on. However, with my new OCO bracket order I am experimenting with, I'm setting a 6% target on the winning side, and I'm taking a stop loss at 15% loss of the option. Now, today I took a 12% loss on the option just to get out of the trade. However, if I would have stayed in the trade, the 15% level would have been right here where I have this alert set right now. Now, as far as the puts were concerned, and one of the things that I'm struggling with and trying to do some homework and research on right now is what percentage do I actually set my stop. And right now I've got a 6% target and a 15% stop loss. So I'm thinking, because this worked today, I'm going to keep it at 15%. I thought about 12% or maybe even 10%, but if I would have done 10% or 12%, I would have gotten stopped out. Holding on to 15%, I would have still been in the trade and would have made money. Now, granted, again, it's only one contract. I just wanted to test it out to see how it actually works. So right now, in my recordings and my studies, I'm trying to figure out a happy medium on where I should set my stop loss. If I'm going to trade on a series of trade bases versus trade by trade, I need to be systematic in my approach. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've got a couple more weeks of research to do on that. So with that said, and if you got any ideas, namely you, Hanani, let me know if that 15% would be the sweet spot, or maybe I should set that stop loss a little tighter. I'm welcome to any conversations with anyone in regards to that. Now, as far as the actual trigger today, which would have been on this candle here at 10:09 for calls, because this candle completed outside of the resistance range, I took calls and I got in at 10:08, which is right here, and we got out for a 6% profit at 10:25, which was on this candle here, between these two guys here. So the 5% or 6% rule did work again today on the call size from this trigger. Now, it's about 3 o'clock now, and we've come down, but we did not get a break below. So we only had one technical trigger today, and that was here. So for all intents and purposes of the 25-day trading experiment for data, it worked again. So with the loser that I took today, that was not technically a trade. So my last one, let me see, 6 days of trading, the trigger were all successful. And there's one loss that I will have to include in there, but that was not a trigger. That was just an experiment to testing out the OCO bracket. So, there you have it. I may or may not trade tomorrow. I'm gonna grab my laptop as we take the baby to a doctor's appointment. If opportunity permits, I will try to place a trade. If not, I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Have a good evening and good night.